Good morning and happy Friday, my friends and fellow traders. This is Doug Campbell with Right Way Options, coming to you with a morning market preparation video for June 8th, 2018. So, wow, we've just had an amazing rally here. It's been such a nice week to see, great profits coming in lots of different places. So I have to tell you, even though there's this political uncertainty that's brewing right now and the market is showing a pullback this morning, I am incredibly grateful for this week. Just remember, it was just last week we were looking at the Dow and the SPY threatening to break the 50-day moving average. Tremendous rally here this week, and not only that, we not only saved the 50-day moving average, we actually broke through a significant level of resistance here. This level, the 25,000 level, has been challenging for the market for quite some time, and getting back above that, tremendous to see that happen. So we're holding an uptrend. We've broken above resistance. We're holding. So it's really not that big of a surprise ahead of kind of this heavily politically charged weekend to see a little pullback. Yesterday I was cautioning that you needed to be careful, plan your risk carefully, not to chase into this market, to watch those price action clues. And, at the close of the day yesterday, we had one of those price action clues, a little bit of a shooting star pattern here on the diamond, suggesting a little pullback could be possible. Now, over the night, apparently France tried to make a move to isolate the U.S. at the G7 meeting, and that created a tweet storm from the president, throwing all kinds of things out there about trade negotiations and things into the mix. And that certainly stirred the pot and created some additional bearishness this morning, as the jitters over trade war have done all along. Right now, we're looking at about a 100-point gap down in the Dow, and you don't want to read too much into that. I don't think it would be a normal process after such a big rally for the market to pull back. Now, what's going to be critical is if we hold support. We need to see those bulls step in and kind of hold on to this area. We want to see those bulls hang in here, defend this area, and hold on. Of course, we can dip back below this. If we were to dip back below, remember, we have another level of support in here. But if we do dip back below, what we want to see is that dip back and then a rally right back above. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But for now, I'm still, pretty darn happy with the way the week has gone. We've tucked away some really good profits, and things are looking much better than they were last week. Let's take a look at the SPY. Very much the same situation here in the SPY. The only difference is the SPY has actually traveled even farther after saving or holding on to the 50-day moving average down here in this area, right in here. Holding on to that, we have traveled up significantly, moving sharply higher, and now attacking, not only breaking through a level of resistance this week, but also launching into the next level of resistance. Pretty amazing how much we have moved. And so I got to tell you, it's just been quite a week to see that much bullish response here in the market. Trend here is up. Everything is good. A little pullback here should not be that big of a surprise. The Qs launched into a new record high. We printed and broke out up here. Now, yesterday we put in kind of a bearish candle here, but let's keep in mind that bearish candle is not that big of a surprise when you consider how a market moves or how a stock moves. Notice we move up and we come back to trend. Kind of drag that trend out. We move up, we come back to trend. We've moved up, and so it's not a big surprise that we might come back to trend either in a pullback or a consolidation. and give us an opportunity to move even higher. So pretty typical price action here. Nothing is a big surprise. We just hate to see this political wrangling, because that's challenging for anyone to trade, because there's just not much you can do to protect yourself when the market can flip back and forth overnight based on this uncertainty. When the political leaders start lobbing threats back and forth at each other, things can get pretty squirrely really fast. Let's take a quick look at IWM. IWM, new record highs this week, also showing a little bit of a pullback or possible consolidation. You can see this morning it's gapping down slightly this morning, and a little pullback or a consolidation would not hurt this at all. After breaking through and holding, just a perfect pattern here where we bust through, we hold this area as support, we hold that breakout as support, buyers step in here and push the market higher. That's just a perfect scenario here to move on up. So a little bit of pullback here is not a big surprise, or should not be. Let's take a look at the VIX. The VIX actually gave us a little bit of clue yesterday that there was maybe a little worry coming into the market, and that was with that rally that came in here yesterday. It did sink back down, but there is just that little concern out there with this uncertainty and the political barbs being thrown back and forth. So this weekend, we've got this politically charged weekend with the G7 meeting, after the U.S. issued tariffs on steel and aluminum. Of course, that's got other countries up in arms, and the president has lobbed back and forth, hey, you don't have much to talk about when you've levied as much as 300% tariffs against us in the United States, locking out U.S. markets. So I don't know what the right answer is here, and I'm certainly not going to comment on what that might be. But the point is, as that uncertainty kind of grows, that makes the market a little bit nervous, and you can see that in yesterday's price action here on the VIX. Now, as we head into the weekend, that could actually increase a little bit. It's possible we could see that and get a little bit shaky as we head into the weekend. So kind of keep that in mind. Make sure you have a plan to protect yourself, protect your profits, and plan your risk carefully as you head into this weekend. Let's take a look at T21.22. T21.22, that 4-week new high, new low ratio. And you can see we're up here toward that bearish reversal zone. Nothing major. Notice how long we've kind of existed up in this area. This doesn't necessarily mean we're going to crash all the way back down. It just suggests that we're up in that area where a little pullback, a little consolidation is not out of the question. Okay, so just keep that in mind as you plan into the weekend. I know as for me, when it comes to the weekend, I'm not a big buyer on Friday, typically. And as a matter of fact, I kind of am more focused on taking profits than I am adding risk into the weekend. That's just me, something for you maybe to consider. If we look at the economic calendar, really nothing here on the economic calendar to motivate the market one way or the other. We have wholesale trade and we have the Baker Hughes rig count today. And that winds up the calendar week with really no market moving events today. Also on the earnings calendar, there's only about 13 companies reporting earnings today, and none of which I would suggest would be the kind of company reports that would move the market. So don't see much in the way there that's going to create a lot of fireworks. What's likely to occur is just the fireworks will come from that political uncertainty as barbs get kind of tossed back and forth between between countries and issues of threats. Now, remember, as soon as the G7 meeting is over, the president will be flying directly to Singapore for the North Korean summit. Of course, that's also got the potential of creating that political uncertainty. So keep that in mind. We could see a little bit of instability, a little bit of back and forth, particularly if he doesn't leave that Twitter account alone and really starts running things through Twitter. Obviously, that shakes up the market a little bit. So we'll wait and see how that goes next week. Everyone, hey, I want to wish you a fantastic week, and I got to tell you, I'm just immensely grateful for this week. Where it looked like we had the threat of failing, and now we're starting to show some real strength here in the market. Everything is looking pretty good. We packed away some really good profits this week. It's wonderful to be able to do that in a market that's had so much turmoil in it. So everyone, I want to wish you all that fantastic weekend. Take a break, take a rest. Have a great one. I want to wish you all great profits today. And everyone, please do me a favor. If this is the first time you've seen this video, click that subscribe button on YouTube, the follow me button on Facebook. Click those thumbs up buttons and drop a comment if you think this video is worth it. And please always feel free to share this video with friends and family. Everyone, take care. Have an awesome weekend. We'll talk to you all bright and early next week. Have a good one.